Hey everyone, let's finally do the Nichol and Sakura The Return review. I procrastinated for long enough, I guess, and technically, I mean both units are bad. Let's just call it what it is. But every unit gets a chance in a review, so let's do it. It's a 2-in-1. I'm just being as lazy as Arlem is with unit design, so yeah, let's go. Starting with Nichol, he is a waterlogged mage, has that super awesome / sarcasm. Grandis 2A magic, 200 LB buff, only 30%, water amp. Yeah, you're gonna need the Leviathan Esper Nichol to give him actually good stats and good buffs, etc. It's a pity. Same applies to Sakura, by the way. You're gonna have to bring the Ramu Esper Sakura to, or technically you don't need to, you could also bring Roberta. She has 45% light amps. But yeah, Sakura, basically the same thing, just lightning locked magic mage. Nothing else really to say here. Nichol's abilities has modifier increase for his flood stuff. And yeah, one thing that I do like about the latest units, the return units in particular, is that they all have 100% Omni Killer. Now about Nichol, he has a burst on his kit, and funnily enough, I think it was Sakura who can grant an ally burst, but Nichol can't, which is kind of weird. But Sakura cannot use or doesn't have burst in her kit, so I don't know. It's weird and stupid unit design. Other than that, Nichol has a few party support abilities which I don't think are good at all. They all have a huge downside, like 280 defense and spirit increase. Yeah, okay. It's bad already. But it also reduces attack and magic by 30%. It does heal split over 3 turns, but I don't want to get gimped in terms of damage. And it also works the other way around. 280% increase to attack and magic, which is already bad in itself for an Awakened +2 ability. But this one decreases defense and spirit by 30%, but also refreshes MP, so you will never use this unit in Clash of Worlds. I mean, Nichol is an SLB unit, so that already means he has almost 0 chances of appearing in Clash, but with minus 30 defense and spirit in Clash, yeah bro, you're not coming along. And I think the only decent thing about Nichol is that he has 100% ice and water resistance, which Sakura doesn't have at all. She does not have any single party support ability. But I wouldn't count this as party support for Nichol because it's just one ability that does remotely anything other than damage. So he won't gain a point for that. He's also locked to Leviathan because he gains a lot of bonus Esper stats. So yeah. Nothing really to say about Nichol. His abilities. Here's his Limit Burst and Super Limit Burst. The Super Limit Burst is pretty much the same. It just increases more modifiers and has more damage. Also a 135% Water Emperor, which is okay. And yeah, Flood, a huge Flood increase. It's okay. And Flood, if the boss doesn't die too soon, which in Dark Visions will happen, more often than not you could use Flood. But spoiler ahead, I calculated them with the SLB damage in mind, not with the chaining, because making the chains of them work is also a huge issue. The Super Limit Burst chains in Bolting Strike, by the way, as can be seen. Now let's check out Sakura. Basically same unit, just different element. And as you can see, has most of the stuff. She has burst in her kit. I just saw it, but she can grant this. One of them can grant it, so it's fine. My bad. So ignore what I said earlier about that she doesn't have burst. She has it. My mistake. Other than that, I mean, 8-turn cooldown for a 130% stat increase to all allies except caster. This would have been fine for a 3-star meta unit, but not for a Near Vision unit, honestly. Also, 90% HP damage to herself for this kind of crap. Unreal. I don't know what they thought about what they thought about this when I designed this. It's 40 LB crystals for basically nothing. I don't know. It's dumb. Yeah, moving on. Her super limit burst. Basically same thing as Nichol. This one increases burst damage, which is cool if you want to chain burst. You probably won't though. And yeah, basically all the same thing. The Trustmaster and Super Trustmaster of Sakura. She has the Trustmaster, that is, it's an ability materia. 10x increase to Thunder and Thundara, and 20% increase to Burst, Fandega and Fandeja. The Super Trustmaster is basically Delta Sakura's STMR but pink. And it's not a rod. Even though this totally looks like a rod, it's a spear. It's a two-handed spear, already designed with the upcoming Mage variants update in mind. Meaning it's 1.25 to 1.75 X variants, has 220 magic, which is decent, but please be super mindful of the element, because this weapon, as much as Nichol's weapon, which we'll check out in a second, is locked to an element. So if you put this on, say, Angela will have lightning element attached to her. The same for Nichol's weapon, she will have then the water element locked to her. But if you're using this on a unit that is a true mage with no physically typed attacks, this won't matter. But for units such as Angela or Roberta, this will matter, because then all of a sudden you have a locked element, which will always tag along, even if you don't want to. The spear increases Thunder and Thundara damage by another 15x, as well as Burst, Fandega and Fandeja by 30x. It also increases limit burst damage by 100% and 75% in Demon Killer, which is decent. So the stats in all are good. I'm not going to complain about those. It's a pretty good STMR, all things considered. And it's the only really good thing about her. Well, not the only good thing, because as you can see, the vision card isn't that bad either. It's 100 base magic card with 100% Demon Killer. Magic only. It's not meant for physical DPS, meaning Angela won't benefit from this. It also does 100% human killer on top of things. So the fake rod is good for the upcoming Mage variants update. The vision card is niche, but nice to have when you need the killers. But please be super mindful that it is only for true mages and not for physically typed mages. Nichol, same thing, same materia. It's just water and waterer, waterga, waterja, and flood. The Super Trustmaster, this one is a rod. Same variant, same magic. Water element also increases water, waterer, waterga, waterja, and flood. Same LB damage, 100%, also 75% demon killer, physical and magical, which is decent. And yeah, vision card, same thing. Basically, same verdict. Nice to have Super Trustmaster, decent vision card. But yeah, locked to true mages. Let's check out the damage. Again, if you want to check the parameters, pause the video for a second, read this through on your own pace. I am ignoring purposefully 135% imperils they both have on the SLB, just to streamline the spreadsheet. These are the builds for the two of them. None of them, because we are building them for limit burst damage, I ignore that TMR because it's not necessary. I could have used the Dark Visions rod, but then would be missing out on 100% Omni Killer, so I gave them their own STMR. It's not that bad, and this build, it'll be better when it's used, when the Mage Variants update rolls around. So these are the results here. They are both absolutely bottom feeders, as you can see. At the very bottom, 581 million. So Nichol is 40% of Angela's damage. Sakura, because she's got a harder time gearing for aquatic, because, well, Nichol is on Leviathan. Leviathan has aquatic killer. Ramu has not. So yeah, Sakura suffers the most. Sakura is only 35% of Angela's damage, and both units are absolutely worthless in terms of damage. They offer nothing in terms of damage, one-trick ponies with nothing going on for them. And that is also the verdict of the two. They are both 3 out of 10s, which doesn't mean they're bad, but these are actually bad units. It's just that they are so niche. They have one thing they are mediocre at, which is typed damage, and that's it. So the good thing is Water Lightning. Imperil on the SLB, both have the 100% Omni Killer. Nice to have STMRs. But the bad thing, super low tier damage for a very high pity cost, because the vision card is attached to it. The kids are one-dimensional. Neither of them have meaningful party support, as I explained earlier. And they gain an additional minus point for being 280% Magic Grandis users. So the overall verdict, both Sakura and Nichol are bad units with nothing going on for them. They will never see play and are pure vision card and STMR bait units. That is it for today. Again, sorry for the procrastination and delay in this review. I'll do my best to be a little bit more on time on next Sunday with the next Clash unit, which is potentially going to be Frivia. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful rest of the Monday, evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you're from. See you on either Thursday or Friday for some fry polls. Bye bye.